Going to be giving away some silver today. Here's some of the new coins I got in. We're going to talk about these little bad boys right there. Why you never want to have your credit card statements on e-statements. Can ruin your credit. That's a motto I live by right there. I am responsible. So if you want to get some of these bad boys, stay tuned. Here in a few minutes I'm going to be going over how to get these, how to increase your credit, how to win some silver, take a little vacation like that, thanks to a card like that, go for free, stay here. I got some more silver over there, got a new box in today, shipment of silver coins. All right, let's flip this around. How you doing? I've been away for a little while, been sick, I got diagnosed with a pneumonia. I was pretty sure that I had pneumonia, but this will be the 7th time I've had it in 2 years, so gotta get that taken care of. But nobody really cares about my problems. Some care about yours, right? So let's go over why you should avoid e-statements at all costs. Every time I log into my City Advantage card, my Chase card, they want me to switch to e-statements. And it's always about save the environment. I'm telling you right now, friend, it's not about saving the environment. They know that if you're on e-statements, that there's less chargebacks reported when consumers do e-statements versus paper statements. Less chargebacks means more interest and more money the banks and the credit cards can make. What happens when it's on an e-statement, the paperless statement, is you don't necessarily go through it. It's like your email. Over Christmas break, I flew out to Colorado to surprise my daughter. And I don't know if you saw that video, but I surprised her Christmas Day at her house in Colorado Springs. And the next day I went to my friend's office, and I asked him, I was telling him about this service that I use to stay in contact with my clients. And I said, are you getting mine? He's like, no, I don't get your emails. So he opened it up, and I'm like, dude, it says you have 41,000 unopened emails. He's like, yeah, I can't keep up. I don't even open them anymore. I'm like, dude, why don't you just delete it? And he's like, there's something in there. I might lose it. I might need it. 41,000 unopened emails. And he's not reading them. He's not deleting them because he's afraid he's going to lose something. It's like a hoarder with emails. And it's the same thing with these e-statements, is they'll email them to you, but you might not look at them. But you know it's there, that you can always go back and look at it. So you don't look at it right then and there. That doesn't mean that people that get paper statements open their mail right away, but you're more apt to open your mail than open an email and look at it. And it's something different about looking at on paper of all the charges versus on a computer screen. You miss it. Something goes on up here, and I don't know what it is. I'm sure there's some scientist out there that could tell you what it is, some doctor or something, but I can't. Yeah, look at that. Andrew says he's got 37,000 emails in your Gmail account. Dude, delete them. Clean it up. When you get that many in there, like this guy, he couldn't find my emails. I sent him an email. I've been sending him an email every single month since 2010. So 7 times 12, 84. He's got 84 emails in there that I've sent him. 84 emails, right? But he's just like, I'll get to it when I get to it. He's never going to get to it. He'll never get to it. You're never going to get to your e-statement to look for charges. And there's what's called the Netflix charge, where if it's under the Netflix amount that you just don't even notice, it just comes in. And that's how if you get complacent with your finances, it costs you money. So don't sign up for e-statements in an attempt to save the environment. Don't do it. Now, if you're a business owner, you never, ever want to do e-statements. So you say, I'll look at this, I'm going to get distracted a little bit. Unfortunately, I do use e-statements, even my credit union, using them so I could be reimbursed for ATMs. All right. You got to decide what you're going to do. I personally don't use e-statements because stuff gets lost. And I bet I would put money on it. I would put a stack of silver on it. A stack of silver. Who was that, Rob? I'd put a stack of silver on it that says if I go through your statements, I could find overcharges, mistakes, errors, that it's costing you a lot more than the ATM machine. Let's talk about the ATM machine. Most people, the average amount pulled out is $20. Why do people pull $20 out instead of $300 out? Why would you pull $20 out and pay a $3 fee when you can pull $300 out and pay a $3 fee? Is it because 76% of all Americans are paycheck to paycheck and they don't have $300 in there? And that's why they got to do $20 at a time? I don't know. I'd rather pull it out once and pay one fee, or go to a bank that doesn't charge fees like Wells Fargo. I can pull it out and I don't pay fees. But I think what you're doing with the credit unions, you can pull out with anybody. If you're paying fees to pull money out of your bank, go find a new bank. All right. But the problem with these statements is you forget about them, you don't get them. And I guarantee you're going to be paying more than what you thought. I had this client call me, wanted to sign up. So he was a client. We fixed his credit. 4 years go by. He messes his credit up again. For 4 years, he paid credit monitoring service. 4 years. Over 48 months, he paid for monitoring service. Didn't even know it because he was getting these statements, wasn't looking at it. You got to look at this stuff, man. Get complacent, you lose money. So don't go e-statements because you're going to lose stuff. Now, as your business owner, you definitely don't want to be on e-statements. I'll give you a good example. In July, I lost my Capital One accounts. Not accounts. And what had happened was we were running all the business expenses through a Capital One Venture card. And we literally had millions of points that we had run through Capital One over the last 10 years. Millions of points. And I was up for a review. They figured that out. And so they shut down every single Capital One account I had. All my personals, all my business accounts. If I would have been on e-statements and I get audited, let's say get audited 3 years from now. Am I going to be able to log into Capital One? Probably not. If I get audited, I need those statements, right, for businesses. So here's what I recommend is switch to paper on everything. Keep the records, scan it in electronically. That's what we do is we get the paper records, we scan it in, it goes into the bookkeeper's Dropbox. Bookkeeper then puts it in QuickBooks if it's not already there. But then the other thing is my controller, when he goes through each line item, he actually writes on each line item what it's for. So when I get audited, and eventually it's going to happen, when I get audited again, I will have the paper statement and I'll have the scanned in statements. So if I ever lose the paper statement. So for tax purposes, you want to have paper statements if you're a business owner. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. Regardless of the fees, regardless of that, you want to have paper statements. And I have paper statements on everything because you just, you never know. Like right there, you just said, Rob, you come back. I think it was Rob, right? Yeah. Had all my things on e-statements. Cool. Good job, Rob. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. DirecTV, you put that on there, right? 8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, I canceled my account with DirecTV. A couple reasons. One was the NFL thing. Two, I'm no longer up in Tahoe, and I don't need to be paying for DirecTV for my house that's up there in Tahoe if I'm not there, right? So I canceled it. I have called them every 2 weeks for the last 8 to 10 weeks. because I keep getting letters from them saying that I owe them $200, and now I'm in collections. They haven't reported it on my file, but I am technically in collections with DirecTV because they haven't sent me the return box. They keep mailing the return box to the house in Tahoe, but the Postal Service doesn't mail in Tahoe. So I keep calling them saying, you need to FedEx or UPS this to me. 4 times I've called. Hours on the phone with them. If I was on an e-statement, I might not have been notified. I might have forgot. I'm busy. Just like you're busy. See, with e-statements, it can go to spam. It can go into your promotions folder. Go into your later folder. At least with the mail, I open it and I can kind of look at it and I can stay on top of it. Your credit score is your responsibility, right? That's why I have this on here. About everything in my life. I am responsible for my problems. I am responsible. If I'm responsible and I pay my bills on time, I get cards like that, which allows me to give silver away like that, which allows me to go on vacations like that. Free of charge. Allows me to fly out on Christmas to go see my daughter for a little Christmas surprise. But I'm going to wrap this up. If you're on e-statements, get rid of it. Go to paper statements. You're not ruining the environment by having paper. Because here's the thing, man. They grow trees to make paper. Did you know that? They don't go out into the forest and cut down pine trees and oak trees and fir trees. They grow trees to make paper out of it. And by growing the tree, it helps the environment because it sucks up the carbon dioxide and it spits out oxygen. That's what trees and plants do. So it's not like you're ruining the environment by going to e-statements, right? So switch to paper statements. Avoid the old e-statement thing. All right, let's go over the winners. We had some winners from the last video. If you would like a chance of winning some silver, like these little bad right here, check this guy out. Isn't that cool? It's even textured. If you'd like the chance to win in some of these, share this video, tag a friend, and hashtag Fortress Credit Pro. Isn't that cool? And then this one here, it's just a different Indian. And then the buffalo. That's what I like about silver is you can get these coins for $25 or less generally. And they're always different. So it's real money. It's different than this money. You know, this is just paper printed as debt, right? So it's different than that. This is real money. But if you want a chance of winning some of these, share the video, tag a friend, hashtag Fortress Credit Pro. Let's see who won. Let's go up here on my computer. Let's see if I can see it here. Sometimes when I look on my phone, I can't see the winners. Here we go. Excuse me. Little sick still. I'm looking for the winners. I don't know. I can't see it. All right. Let me look to see if I can see it on here, Jason. Here we go. Candy, Chantel, Rob. Oh, cool. Rob, you won, man. So thanks for the comments earlier. Rob, you won. Cletus Scott. I've seen that name a few times. He's won a few times already. Heather, Salmon Chain, and Julie Cisneros. So those are today's winners. Candy. That's awesome. Rob, Cletus, Heather, and Julie are the winners of the silver. If you'd like a chance to win tomorrow, share this video, tag a friend, hashtag Fortress Credit Pro. You got to do those 3 things, and you could be a winner just like these winners here. I hope that helped you by explaining why you don't want to do e-statements. It's a bad idea. It's just bad news. You know, people say to me when they find out what I do, They'll be like, I got great credit. I have a 780. I have 750. I have 720. Doesn't impress me. You know why it doesn't impress me? It's your responsibility to have good credit. That's like saying, I'm a hard worker. And, if you want me to hire you and you say, I'm a hard worker, of course you're a hard worker. That's what I expect. That's not a skill. Instead, you should put on your resume, I will be the laziest, most productive employee you will ever hire. See, I want lazy, productive people. I don't want hard workers. Everybody should work hard, right? I do want hard workers, but you don't brag about being a hard worker because that's the way it's supposed to be. You don't say, I'm honest. You're supposed to be honest, right? You're supposed to have good credit. That just means that you are a man or woman of your word, that you pay your bills on time and you're responsible. If you have bad credit, there's probably a reason you have bad credit. We got to clean that up, right? If you need to fix your credit, go to my website, fortresscreditpro.com, fortresscreditpro.com. We'll hook you up. Be a great Christmas present, late Christmas present. Great way to start out the new year, knowing by this time next year, you'll be in the high 700s, which will allow you to get credit cards like that, right? No limit. Credit cards like that allow you to fly, go to the clubs and the airlines, so you don't have to sit out there with everybody else. So get a chance to win some of the silver. Go on a vacation like this, paid for by one of those guys. Share the video, tag a friend, hashtag Fortress Credit Pro. Be great.